Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up, and honey, okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Okay, listen, y'all gotta give me a minute because, child, y'all know how when you're trying to get yourself together and you just get some real upsetting, annoying, aggravating ass news and you have to recalibrate. I needed to recalibrate. I also needed to make myself some more coffee. So y'all just give me a second, okay? I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. Y'all, this whole house situation has been so damn stressful. And as soon as you think you have done everything these damn people want you to do, they give you your damn money. It's always something else. Okay, it's always, oh no, it's gonna take even more time. So you're gonna have to put even more delays in place. It's just really annoying, you guys. And I'm trying to get my energy together before I come to y'all with the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because child, I was thoroughly entertained by the episode of Paris Boot Camp. Love at the Lockup, it was kind of like, you know, Deontay, gave what was supposed to give. He showed up for work today. I can tell you that much. But besides that, child, I don't really know. I don't know what is supposed to be given. Also, y'all know that I'm doing construction at my house, which is why all of this is extremely stressful. Because it's like at the time we, like I need to replace my money. I'm sorry. It's, in my life right now. In my life, y'all. It's just, oh my God. Okay. I'm recalibrating, you guys. I'm centering myself for dear God. Okay, let me see what the comments are saying now that I'm seated. Okay, let's look at these comments. I need to re-mic myself, so give me a moment. Okay. Oh my God, you guys, it is actually chilly in New Orleans today. I love it. I effing love it. It is amazing. Okay. I am definitely enjoying the weather of it all. Oh wait, no, that's not the one. Sorry, y'all. That's not the one that we're here for. We're gonna start with Love After Lockup since they ain't really give us much of nothing. In my opinion, okay, in my opinion. Say what? They ain't give us nothing. Okay? Say what point that wrong. They ain't give us not a goddamn thing. Okay? Nothing at all, child. Except for Deontay making a fool out of himself like we knew he would. Hello. Child, listen. Wait a minute, don't you hear me, baby? It's gonna be all right. We don't have to fight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all like my little Halloween sweater? Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm just excited that it's sweater weather, honey. Okay, just so happy that it's somebody's, specifically New Orleans. Okay, sweater weather. Okay, very happy about it. All right, y'all. I'm happy that y'all are here. It's 169 of y'all in the room. I am glad I gave you all this time to get here. Get here if you can. I'm sorry. There are hills and mountains between us. Always something to get over. I'm sorry, y'all. That's where I'm at right now. Child, always something to get over. I don't care how you get there. Just get there if you can. Okay, listen. All right, y'all. So, where do I want to start? Let's start from the bottom and then go back up to the top. Okay, here it is. Standing Lisa, Jesus. Okay, standing Lisa. I appreciate y'all coming through. Listen, I know it's a Saturday. I know it's Halloween weekend. I know y'all are out living y'all lives, which is, a thing. Child, I'm inside. The only reason I'm inside is because we ain't doing nothing until tomorrow, I don't think. I think we're doing something tomorrow, but I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. Either way, I was gonna be here anyway because it's the end of the month. And like I said, you gotta make your money, baby. make that money, honey. Okay, that's what it's giving. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the notes with Lisa and Stan. Okay, so y'all, Lisa meets up with her friend Renata. Okay, girl, listen. It's so much going on here. So much going on here. Okay, so she says that she can't believe, Renata said this, she cannot believe that Lisa is even with Stan in the first place because she sees what everybody else sees, that Stan is a creepy old man, okay? And Lisa is determined to embarrass Stan and make him feel like shit about himself, kind of like Lacey is with Shane. Oh my God. Which is so hurtful. Like, to me, like, honestly, I don't feel that bad for Stan. I feel bad for Shane because I feel like a lot of these men, especially white men, are able to live in a space of freedom that allows them to be whatever, meaning showcasing the fact that sexuality is actually quite fluid, okay? Quite fluid. And at the end of the day, okay, white men don't have to like posture in the same way that black men do, in my opinion. So these things really be going on. Y'all just don't know about them. You know what I'm saying? And it also doesn't have the same, like moment to it. Like Lacey basically outed Shane last episode, and Lisa is doing the same thing this episode, and nobody's gonna react to it with the same vitriol or anger or angst that I feel like they would if this same situation and scenario was happening in the black community or on a show with black men. Okay, then I feel like the situation would be a tad bit different. Okay, that's just my opinion. But anyway, okay, Lisa is sitting up here telling Renata how she made this fake account so that she could basically trick Stan and prove that Stan wasn't to be trusted, which I feel like is stupid and a waste of time because essentially, Lisa, you are not to be trusted. Like, what are you talking about, girl? Should nobody trust you? And you shouldn't be trusted. And then you try to validate being fucked up by insisting that Stan is just as fucked up as you are. And what you're doing is, rebelling against allowing him to disrespect you. When the truth of the matter is, if you were rebelling against being disrespected, then you wouldn't be there. You would go and move on and be in a relationship with somebody that you actually wanted to be with. But see, no, this is all about manipulation and getting what you can get out of Stan, okay? And Stan is trying to manipulate you with that money so he can get all of his little kinky sex needs met, okay? But basically, in the messages, Stan is writing to this woman, and it's Lisa. So I forgot what she said the girl name was, but she wants her friend Renata to put on a wig, one of the wigs that Stan bought that she has not combed or taken care of. Child, she ain't combed and took care of that shit that's in her head right now, walking around looking like she wearing Beyonce's actual 2000 micros that somebody kept in a bag somewhere, and she just pulled them out and put them in her head, and that's why they look like the way they look, okay? Because I was like, girl, you look a mess, and you sitting up here talking about these wigs like the hair on your head looks just as much of a mess as the wigs that came out of the duffel bag that you have not combed, okay? But anyway, she was going through the text messages between she and Stan. And Stan was basically saying that he would have sex with a man if that's what the woman wanted. So when men do things like that, that means that you want a woman that is going to give you the space to do what you already want to do. But you know, society-wise, it's not acceptable. And so that would plague you to go out and actively find a young man to fuck on. Instead, because you essentially are sexually attracted to both, and because society makes you feel like you can't just be out here fucking on the young men's stand, you would prefer to bring a woman into the situation so that she can facilitate you being able to fuck a dude. So that would in some way convince you in your mind that there should be no real like angst or guilt because you didn't seek out a young man to have sex with. But a woman wanted you to have sex with a man. So then that made it okay. I say, child stand. Child stand. Stand your by. It's okay, honey. It's okay. I know they weren't able to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're in your 60s, of course, you know. But come on. Come on. This is just, whoo. This is just a lot. Thank you, Andrea, for the super chat. 88K Bondy, child, come through. Yeah, they finally let me keep it. They finally let me keep it. I made it a while. I made it like a few days ago. I actually, you know, like I made 88 a few days ago, and then they kept taking people from me. You know, that's what they do. They unsubscribe y'all to me whenever I get a certain amount of subscribers. I feel like they must do that to everybody because they're always trying to see if your subscribers are authentic or not, which I also feel like is some type of racism in the algorithm that it supposes everybody that's subscribing to me wouldn't necessarily be actual subscribers, but somebody that's like, what? I don't know, pretending, girl, I don't know. But yeah, they finally let me keep it. So thank you, everybody, for helping me get to 88K. I really, really want to get to 100K, but the longer it takes to get there and the more trouble I get just getting the the 88 for God's sakes, it just, you know, it's like if it happens, great. But sometimes I just feel like it won't. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on from there. Okay. So Amber and Puppy. Y'all know I don't have a picture of Amber and Puppy, and I don't know why I don't have you know why? Because I've been over Amber and Puppy. Child, why the hell do I have a picture of Sean and Destiny in here? Like, let's get rid of that one. Okay, so I don't have one for Puppy and Amber. But you know what I do have for Puppy and Amber? I have a screenshot of Puppy and Amber. So just give me a second and let me pull that shit in. Because, I mean, really, that's all that really needs to be seen in this situation is this specific screenshot of Amber and Puppy down to the club hunching on some lesbian shit. And see, I don't have a problem with this, especially since Amber apparently broke up with Sammy. And I'm so glad that Amber broke up with Sammy because I felt like Sammy was abusive. I felt like Sammy was too volatile. I honestly, like, the more we have these conversations about, like, I'm sorry, the patriarchy, because I know y'all hate that word, but we have these conversations and I start to notice like how much this ownership thing shows up, like how often people feel like they own someone to the point where the smallest thing gets the reaction as if someone has been cheating on you for years and you had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me how the smallest things will bring out the biggest reactions. Sammy lost his shit because somebody sent a drink over to Amber's table as if that meant something. Like, what does that mean? That means nothing. But you're so insecure about your place in her life that somebody sending her a drink made you lose your shit. And so now y'all are broken up. And to me, they should have never gotten back together because he was never any different. You know what I'm saying? He was never any different than he was before. You know what I'm saying? But Amber and Puppy burnt some of his shit and then they get drunk on some Crown Royal and go and open up the club. I said, bitch, not open up the club. Yes, y'all, they opened up the club. Nobody was there when they got there. And then as time went on, people started to come in, including Amber's gay boy friends, okay? And the gay boyfriends, was very happy and celebratory that she had broken up with Sammy because they don't see it for him. Because everybody knows that Sammy is probably like, one of those homophobic, low-key racist motherfuckers. Like, they're a product of their ignorant environment, just like, everybody else is. So her being in a relationship with him, being queer herself, having a lot of Black and queer friends, I never understood why she would want to put herself in a relationship with, honestly, like a phobic redneck drug addict. Like, it never made any sense to me. And I also don't understand why Amber always has to be drunk in order for her to get into this place with Puppy. Puppy feels like you playing with my emotions. You the one that says you didn't really want to be with me. I have a man. He's not comfortable with this shit. And because you don't have a man no more, you want to get sloppy ass drunk and rub your coochie all over my thigh in a bodycon mini. Okay. And I just kind of feel like y'all need to stop playing. Y'all need to stop playing. Like, look at the way Puppy is looking at her. Puppy looks really good. Puppy looks like she may not necessarily be doing too bad right now. She look healthy. I was just like, Amber, I need for you to figure it out. Amber, I really, really, really need and want for you to figure it the fuck out. What is your sexuality? What are you into? What are you like? What's going on? What's going on? Because I don't feel like you know. And it's obnoxious that your gay ass, because let's be very clear, y'all, Amber gives every bit of lesbian vibes with or without prison. Like, come on, sis. Come on, sis. You've been volleyball playing, basketball, softball, playing basketball shorts. Come holler at me, shorty. Like, come on, bitch. Like, and I never wanna let you go. Amanda Perez listening in the early 2000s looking ass. Bitch, you need to just deal with the truth of the matter is you probably enjoy relationships with women more than you want to admit to yourself. Like, I just don't even see the point in you trying to be the girl in a relationship with a crazy ass man like Sammy. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I want it to make sense. Okay, listen, all the Amanda Perez songs still go. What you mean, girl? Listen, that was when I had my first girlfriend. And she was like, half Puerto Rican, half Black, and her mama ain't never used to be home. So I used to be able to go over to the apartment. You know what I'm saying? That was like my first sexual experience with a girl or whatever. Child, this is back in the day. Oh, child, back in the day. Okay, lie. The times were different. The times were so different. Okay, so let's move on from Amber and Puppy, who we assume are gonna go home and hunch. Let's move over to Christiana and John. Y'all, Christiana and John worked on my fucking nerves. And I'm gonna tell you why they work on my nerves. First of all, every time Christiana and John are on screen, all I can think about is, John, you is not Native American, John. You is Caucasian. You is white, John. Like, like, in all honesty, it's not even funny. It's actually quite offensive because that was a thing that they did. Okay, so I found this out on TikTok, bitch. I love the History Channel on TikTok. Okay, listen, because they'll let you know something you did not know, added with some information that you did know. Okay, so apparently back in the day, when they were giving Native American people reparations, they were also doing like genetics or DNA testing of some sort. Okay. And what happened was they discovered that there really was a nice bit of the population that was Native American. It was also mixed African American, meaning that those people had mixed together over the years. Okay. And so the children of the Native American and the Black people and the African American, the slaves brought here, okay, the Africans brought here, they had mixed, created a population of Native American and African people, okay? And they would very much look, honestly looked a lot alike anyway, because Native American people are a lot dark complected. They have a lot of the same rituals and a lot of the same type of aesthetic as Africans do. Okay, they do drum circles. Okay, they do those things. So yeah, hold up, y'all. The worker came back. I just can y'all okay, y'all know there's gonna be noise in the background, so I'm sorry about that. Because he just came back from the store. But anyway, okay, so basically what happened was the government was giving out like money and land to those descendants. And so, Native American descendants that were from certain tribes, right? So what they did was white people would pay to say they had a portion of Native American blood so that they could be entitled to those funds, while simultaneously assigning any Native American that looked too Black like they were not Native American because they looked too Black because they had mixed. Or because they were just darker complected. They then decided that those people were African American and they did not want to give Black people any money. So they would then try to make it seem as if this was two separate groups of people, when really, no, there was some mixing. And then white people were able to fake in front and pretend and pay to be, called Native American, when really they were not. Like, right. He's probably like 0.1% based on ancestry. Like, that's what I believe is probably true. John can keep embarrassing himself. It's very cringy to watch. But I was saying that it's the original native were darker and almost same color. Yes, they were, because a lot of people believe that the natives that are on that were on the continent pre-slavery also were people that moved from Africa. Everybody knows, well, I don't know about everybody, because I'm starting to find that a lot of shit that I just understand is public knowledge is not public knowledge. Like at the beginning, the tectonic plates, before they moved, before the disruptions and volcanoes separated all of the continents. If you look at the map, everybody can tell the continents used to fit together. Okay, everybody knows genetically the cradle of civilization was Africa, so everybody was in Africa, and all of the continents were together at one point. At some point, the tectonic plates separate, and then people start to venture to the other places. Okay, and Africans or Moors, child, whichever y'all want to, call it, Africans were like some of the first people to travel around the world. And there were a set of Africans that left Africa and went to the Americas, what they're called now, the Americas, and did not come back. So they set up there long before slavery. Yes, Pangea. Come on, talk to them with the wordage, okay? So yes. It is very much a real thing that the people who were already here when Christopher Columbus drunk ass came here by accident, okay? Those people were already native and African because they had come from Africa years and years before. No exact number, but if you look up the history of it, there is absolutely evidence that there were Africans that had traveled from Africa to the Americas and set up in America. And then slavery happened, and everybody act like the people that were already Native Americans were different than the Africans that they were bringing over, but that's not necessarily the case. Just the history of it all. So this is quite offensive when you think about it, because it does seem as if he's on bullshit. I mean, he could be, he could have the DNA, of course, but it comes off like faking the funk so that you can fit into a a demographic of people that you may like, or you like their, but y'all know white people do that to everybody. White people love to like pick and choose things from our cultures, from everybody's culture. Okay. and then throw away everything else. Like throw away the humanity, but take the culture. Like it's very, very weird how people do this. But either way, Christiana and John have another wedding. Mind you, they're already married. Christiana is having a bridezilla's moment, which I wish she would have stopped because it was such bullshit. What you say, Hannah? Africans move from Africa to other continents, and with the environment, their genetics change. This is why white people have a percentage of black in them. Genetic evolution. Child, you know, I didn't even want to go that deep, but you know. Yes. Okay. Yes. Actually, I heard something on TikTok the other day that I thought was quite interesting about, and it was referencing something in the Bible about how I think it was Rebecca, or I forgot which woman in the Bible it was that born the two races. In her body, they were twins. One baby was, you know, red, white, and the other baby was black. One would be older, white, and then one would be stronger, black. And they would go out into the world, and I believe the white ones became the Edoms, and the black one, you know, those people became the Israelites, and that is the separation that occurred in, you know, as far as it is talked about in Bible verses. Okay, but that's what is believed, and honestly, there may be some form of truth to that, because we all know that black women can genetically, you know, basically give out any variation of person, any eye color, any skin tone, any hair texture. A black woman can basically produce that from her DNA. Okay, it's called the Eve gene. Scientifically proven. Go look it up. Okay, but you know, that would make sense if one, you know, black woman were to have two children, you know, and one was white, one black. Da, 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 da. Okay, but anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, you heard something like that. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. But of course, we know that evolution in time and being places that are cold, higher up. You know, even when you think about why black people, Africans, would have bigger noses, like you think about the humidity, how hot it is closer to the equator. Okay, you would have to take in more air, or versus people who are supposed to be living in the mountains and away from the sun, and you know, in the caves and all of that type of stuff, which is where cavemen come from. Like a lot of the shit makes sense when you really think about the fact that it's things that happen gradually over time. You know, the creation of different ethnicities of people based off of where they are in the world. Like their environments affect them physically over time. That's called evolution. It's, you know, the thought process behind it. And of course, that's what makes sense, because when you think about it, I mean, everything evolves. You even notice, like, and I hate to compare humans to cockroaches, but if you notice, cockroaches continue to evolve over years. Like companies have to continue to create things to kill them, because they start to create, like, you know, defenses. They evolve and start to create defenses to the things that are created to kill them. It's crazy. Like, but anyway, moving along, y'all. Like I said, Christiana is having his bridezilla moment because Tara didn't come. Who the fuck Tara came? Like, I just feel like she was trying to create a moment. And her mom, I don't know if y'all ever seen Crybaby, but her mom was definitely giving Ramona Ricketts. She was giving Ramona Ricketts, okay? She was like, my daughter was so beautiful, and I just wanted to be happy. You know, like, and I'm just so glad. I mean, it's so sad that Tara was here, but I just want John to take care of her. And I know he will. If he doesn't, then I'll be haunting him forever. Yeah, it was definitely giving drunk ass Ramona Ricketts. Y'all remember what my dear grandchildren? Y'all like that's what it was giving, y'all. I was sorry, but I was laughing my ass off at that mama. That mama was drunk. Anyway, y'all know Crybaby is my shit. Crybaby, 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 Cry. Okay, listen. Let's go ahead and move on to the girls, Sarah and Sean. Okay, so Sarah brings Sean to meet her daughter and mother for the first time, and y'all, that mama was not here for Sean at all. She said, "I don't know what it is about him. I don't know what it is, but something ain't right about him, and I'm gonna figure it out. I can't put my finger on it just yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. Something ain't right about him." And I said, "Mama, you would be absolutely right that something is not right about him. Something is amiss. Something is wrong. Don't trust it. Your daughter is moving too fast. All of your feelings are right. Okay. Thank you so much for trusting your instincts because you would be absolutely correct. And in all honesty, y'all, let me tell y'all, I did not like the fact that Sarah let him meet her daughter. When you think about it, Sean has 6 children that Sarah doesn't even know about. He should never have met her daughter before she had enough information on him. Because do you know what this felt like? And I know that this may not be I know that this is not the case, okay? Because Sean likes grown women, okay? But it reminds me of how thirsty women are to find a man to take care of them. So they rush into relationships with men who look like they fit the bill of what a good man looks like, got a job, taking care of you, being nice, not abusing you, not on drugs, not robbing people, not beating you up, those types of things. Y'all see these types of men and you think that they are so good for you. And then one day you find out that they molested your fucking kid when you were sleeping one night. So even though that's not their case, I feel like her issues are leaving her open for that to happen because you don't know nearly enough about Sean to have him sitting at the kitchen table talking to your fucking daughter, telling her that she's cute. I just know I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. Yeah, the mamas be spot on. I don't know what the hell wrong with their kids, but the mamas be spot on. And then Sarah had the nerve to get mad at her mom. And I'm like, bitch, be mad at yourself. Your mama is doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing, which is trusting her instincts that something ain't right about Sean. And she will be 100% correct. They show clips of her going off on him because he sleeps with her and then tells her everything. Yep. I saw Bondy, I don't even watch this show, but I feel like I know them because of your reviews. It sounds like some hillbilly-ish, but I'm going to see with your eyes. Listen, it is. He told the child she was cute. What the fuck? Like, I think he was just trying to compliment her. Like, oh, you're a pretty little girl. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, yeah, I really want to be clear. I'm not saying that that's what Sean is on. I'm just saying that the environment breeds that because you don't know enough about him. Sarah doesn't want Sean to cut the funds off. That's why she's doing the most. Apparently. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on from them because they make me upset. It's the last couple, y'all. It's Deontay and Tia and Nicole. Okay. So y'all, Tia and Nicole are in an abusive relationship. Let's start there. Listen, as a woman who used to be with women in my former life, bitch, in my former life, okay, I have been in a relationship, or two with a girl where it can get physical, okay? And honestly, that part of the relationship can make it addictive, and I don't necessarily know why. Like, I don't know why. I can't tell you why. Obviously there's some childhood issues that you have to have in order to want to be in a relationship with somebody that's abusive towards you, or to even find that attractive. But that's what Nicole is on. And Tia is abusing her. And Nicole basically said it on this episode, just so we're clear. Okay. Sorry about the noise, y'all. I hope it's not that bad. I know this mic is really good, so hopefully it's not that bad. I've been meaning to put this damn earring in. Anyway, so Tia and Nicole meet up, and Tia is acting like they got dressed up to break up or something, but she really ends up proposing to Nicole. Now, from what I understand, they've been married, okay? But people have been saying that like a while ago that they were married already before they did Love After Lockup. I'm sorry, before they did Life After Lockup, when it was still Love After Lockup, people were already saying once Tia had been brought into the situation that Tia and Nicole were married and that they were in an abusive relationship. Okay, I heard that months and months and months ago. And now we're seeing it play out because Nicole said that when Tia wants to talk, you better get to squinting because she doesn't talk. And that makes me feel like there have been times when Nicole has completely been caught off guard and popped in the face by Tia. Like, I don't know what the is going on, But they're definitely in an abusive relationship, and Nicole is acting like that shit is okay. She's acting like it's not a big deal, and it very much is. You just said this girl puts her hands on you, and you love her more than you love yourself, and now you're going to marry her. Yeah, y'all are fucking and doing drugs together. That's what's going on here. Deontay and Nicole meet up so that Nicole can tell Deontay what's going on, that she's engaged, which we all know in real life is stupid, okay? But we have to have an opportunity to make Deontay look like a fucking fool, right? So he meets with her while he's working one of the odd jobs he had to take on so that he can recover financially from spending all his fucking money on her. I hope we've learned the lesson, Deontay. I really, really do. But anyway, so at first, Deontay is expressing to Nicole that he feels like Tia is abusive. Tia is controlling Nicole, and she's just not good for her. Nicole is getting upset and calling Deontay a liar. We all know that it's not a lie. We all know it's not a lie. Then Deontay sees the ring on her finger and asks her what that's about. And she explains that she and Tia are engaged now. I say, with the ring that barely fit, girl. Oh, all right. I was engaged now. Girl, I guess. To a drug addict with nothing that's going to allow you to be in a three-way relationship with another man because she can't afford to take care of the both of y'all. Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead and marry her, Nicole. See, here's the thing. I feel like criteria should be criteria. If you want a man to have all this money to be with you, then Tia needs to be able to have some goddamn money to be with you too. This is ridiculous. Okay. This bubblegum machine ring she got this girl. And then y'all got Deontay up there talking about he doesn't think it'll last and things will never be over between him and Nicole. I said, now I know you don't believe that now. I know you don't believe that bullshit now. You can't possibly believe that bullshit now. But either way, y'all, there is more bullshit to take place with the three of them. Okay. Yeah, a lot of y'all can't really hear the back. Okay, good. I see that y'all are saying that they're doing the drugs. Yeah, Tia spitted her when they were in jail. Right. I don't understand why Nicole felt the need to go to his job to tell him she was engaged. At least she finally telling the truth. She didn't use like 10 times in one sentence. like. They married, but neither one of them have a place of their own. Okay. Like, that's stupid. She could have texted that man like, I'm engaged. Right. But see, then we wouldn't have a scene to make Deontay look stupid. Nicole looks crazy as fuck. Nicole's weave looked awful this episode. I guess drugs thins your hair and breaks it off. She looks like struggle crackhead love. There you go. I think Deontay has learned his lesson and they keep throwing him under the bus. I think so too. Deontay get on my nerves. I talked to Deontay this week because he wanted to prepare me for what I was going to see. And I really do appreciate him for that. Y'all know that once these shows find someone that they can continue to make a fool out of, they will continue to make a fool out of that person. And a lot of the times, people see these shows as an opportunity, regardless to how dumb they look. But I do hope and believe that he will be different moving forward, because sometimes I think it does take seeing yourself be embarrassed several times for you to understand something. He was on live with Derek yesterday, and honestly, I felt like he was so upset with himself, and I could tell like he was sitting there so mad. And I know he really can't be mad at nobody else but himself. And I could tell that was his energy. Like, I know he's mad about the Nicole thing. I know he's mad about the Tia thing. But really, I think he's really mad at himself. And it shows. And it showed. And I couldn't even stay on that live that long because I hated to see him, like, his energy like that. Because sometimes you like the fact that people have like an ignorance is bliss kind of mentality because they seem impervious to how fucked up people can be. But Deontay on that live last night, it just looked like he felt away more than I had seen him previously. Because he likes attention. I definitely think of Caesar from 90 Day Fiance when I think about Deontay. I definitely do. But I do think that Deontay has more sense. I really do think that the shows make them look dumber than y'all. Like the shows do shit like surprise people with these scenes. And they don't know what they're showing up for. And they get there and it's like, oh my God, we're about to embarrass you. Are you ready? Like, that's what they sign up for. And that's what they're getting paid to do. And at some point, they feel like it, the positives outweigh the negatives because they like the attention. They like being famous. They like people knowing them and liking them and wanting to take pictures with them, especially if they felt like somebody that was overlooked. And Deontay said the way girls are in his DMs right now, child, he definitely not gonna oh, oh, oh. We here. I saw me black out for a second. We here, y'all. Is we here? Child, they gonna make me upset today. Don't play with the Wi-Fi today. Look, they supposed to be coming out next week. And when they come out next week, we gonna discuss this shit because this has to be better. I can't deal with this. Anyway, y'all, that's all I have for Love After Lockup. We're going to move on to Marriage Boot Camp because Marriage Boot Camp was good, girl. It was real good, girl. I don't know if y'all have seen the screenshot that I created because I kind of created it a little late. But I did do a screenshot from the show today. I'm looking for it so that I can pull it up because I want y'all to see it. Okay, because I think it was really like, it was indicative of the show. It was indicative of the vibe of what it had all felt like, which is everybody's insecure. I should have titled it Everybody's Insecure. But do y'all see up here Treasure? Y'all look at the look on Treasure face. I am really starting to like Treasure, and I don't know how, when, and why this is happening. I don't, okay? But I'm really starting to like Treasure, and I'm really starting to get defensive, and I'm really starting to feel a way when I feel like people be making her feel like shit about herself when they already know that that's something she feels insecure about, and she's not being intentionally hurtful. You know what I'm saying? Like this episode, Molly Mile really showed the bitch assness. Like we knew it was there. We know he's this type of person. But see, trying to make yourself look good while at the same time making a woman you laying up with seem as if she's beneath you, that shit is really disgusting to me. That shit is really disgusting to me because you know that girl is at a deficit and you kick her while she's down. And that's what I felt like I was looking at the end of the episode. Specifically, this moment where she goes to pour this drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt so bad for her. I don't know if Mally is in prison. Won't y'all look that up? Because y'all ask me that every week, and I do not know, child. But yeah, I am starting to really like Treasure and feel defensive of her. And my feelings were hurt for her this episode. Okay, let me see what y'all saying. Truth, Marriage Boot Camp is truly real work. It is. I like Treasure too. Ain't Mally in prison? I think they cut a lot out between Treasure and Amber because it was like she didn't defend herself. I doubt she let Amber talk to her like that. It really did seem like they were piling it on. And Treasure was just taking it at first. And then at the end, blew up. But it didn't even blow up the way she does when she's drinking in that obnoxious way. It was more so in an angry and hurt way that made everybody feel like a way. You know what I'm saying? I love the human side of Treasure. She's adorable. I do too. Bondy, call him Uncle Fester. Like, because that's exactly what he is. Uncle Fester looking ass beat. Anyway, when Treasure is sober and not trying so hard, she's herself, I'm starting to like who she really is. Yes. Uncle Fester 304 made. What that mean? I like Treasure too. She had her moments in the past, but I think she's a nice person in real life. I like Treasure more every episode. I think the drinking makes Treasure look dumb when she may be. Yeah, I think she's smart too. I just think, I don't know what has happened that she does not act like the smart person that we can tell she is.
Molly called her Amber several times. Then he called her a thought when Amber was pee popping on the handstand. LA Times says Molly got 3 years for a prostitution ring. They didn't say if he was in jail yet, though, did they? I could tell when she told him he called her Amber twice, she tried to avoid him getting defensive and upset about it. He is no good. Yeah, let's get into it then. Since y'all already know what it's hitting for, let's go ahead and get into it. So, Marriage Boot Camp, this episode was Jealousy Day. The cast is really insecure, so this is going to be very interesting. Okay. And everybody's insecure. The men are insecure, and so are the women. But I think it's funny that the women are insecure, but it does nothing to move the men. Meaning the men do not act differently because the women are insecure and don't trust them. Okay. They don't do anything differently. But let the men get insecure and start feeling a way about what their women are doing. And all of a sudden, everybody's walking on eggshells, pins and needles and shit that Nori is going to blow up. Okay? Y'all peeped it, right? So Uncle Fester calls Treasure Amber twice in the confessional at the very beginning of the episode, right? Then at the kitchen table, Molly is talking to Amber about how passionate and talented she is and how the ball is really in her court and he will help her with the record. And it was a lot. And Treasure and Moni was sitting right there and you could tell that shit was making everybody feel uncomfortable, but nobody was saying anything to his bitch ass. And Amber is just sitting there eating that shit up. Amber, I'm really tired of you looking like you just finished doing a hard exfoliation. I am really tired of that. Like her face, she looks like the naked mole rat. I want her to go and grow the extra epidermis of skin that I feel like it's supposed to be on her face because it's not there. Anyway, the thing that really like annoyed me about this situation was I feel like Molly was doing this shit with Amber to get back at Miles because Miles said that they were playing for the same team. And to be very clear, Molly, Miles is not the only one that probably feels that way or thinks that. We just think that you're the dude that's going to show so hard that he's not that guy. But in actuality, it's seeping through your pores. Your nails, the way you throw your hands up, the bitch assness of the way you move. Like there are so many effeminate things about Molly for him to be trying to throw out this bitch and this emotional word towards Miles. To be very clear, you share some of the same energy, except for the fact that Miles isn't insecure about how he looks or his body. That's the only difference. The only real difference is that Miles is not insecure about the way he looks or his body. That's the only real difference that I see with the two of them because they are both very insecure, very high strung, very sensitive, and have very effeminate moments, even though they are both masculine men. Like, it is what it is. And to be very clear, I feel like Molly probably fucks on dudes on the low and then uses women as a beard or something to showcase that he is the type of man that other men want to be. Because see, he's the type that's going to posture and pretend to be something that he's really not, because deep down inside, he's some little boy that's insecure and mad at his parents for whatever reason. Like, child, it's always that. But everyone has to create a music video. At first, they think it's going to be like their partners. It's going to be them dancing all sexy and shit on whoever they're there with. Moni is not feeling this at all because Moni is not a very sexual or physically, like she don't have no body like that. Like you can tell she does not fit into her body in a very like sexual or sensual way, which makes me wonder what exactly was Tuff's attraction to her in the first place. Don't get me wrong, Moni is beautiful. She is. But it kind of even, I don't know, I guess it solidifies me feeling like Tuff was only really with Moni because she had something to offer him as far as his career. Because I have to wonder what type of woman he would have ended up with if he did not need someone to help him in his career. I wonder if that woman would look more like Treasure or more like Amber or more like Neri and less like Moni that, you know, is giving you Queen Latifah, so to speak. Okay. But anyway, Molly and Amber get paired together and Treasure and Miles get paired together. So you know it's going to be a problem, right? Nori and Moni are paired together. You know it's going to be stale and stiff. Tough and Neri are paired together. You know it's going to be some scary shit going on. Okay? Because see, I don't know what it is, y'all. I don't know what to call it, but Neri and Tough's, I want to call it bitch assness. I don't know what else to call. Y'all give me the word for it, because let me explain what it feels like. The resemblance that I'm seeing with Tough and Neri. Both are, I think, weaker personalities around stronger people, but are underhanded and sneaky enough to get it off anyway. Okay? Meaning that Neri, I told y'all Neri reminds me of Emily B. And that's because they would be the victim, the silent, you know, a victim in their relationships. That's what they pose. That's the energy they give, that they are the victim in their relationship, right? But when it comes to outside people, they can be very passive aggressive and just plain ass stubborn about validating or upholding the toxicity that they're in or the abuse that they're in. For example, Nori didn't have to say anything to Neri about the dance moves in order for her to remove the dance moves that upset Nori. All he had to do was get upset, bitch a fit, walk around a lot, leave her upstairs, and never come back upstairs. That's all he had to do. And now she's downstairs saying, I don't feel comfortable doing that dance move because I don't want to disrespect my husband, okay? I don't ever want to make my husband feel disrespected, and I just don't want to do that move because I'm not comfortable with that. And then you take it on like it's how you feel, but it's not really how you feel, it's how he feels. And now you're like a bulldog, almost a little like angsty or angry at whoever you're talking to, telling them you're not going to do something because he doesn't want you to. And then we turn around with Tough, and Tough did the same fucking thing. Tough walked on eggshells not to piss Nori off, but can turn around and tell Moni that, yeah, I might have cheated on you a whole bunch of times and then did it while you were pregnant, but you should have still helped me with my career. So fuck your feelings. You should have still did something that I wanted you to do, even though I cheated on you several times. And then got the nerve to feel like angry and resentful towards Moni because she decided to take back what he valued the most in that relationship, seemingly, which was the help in his career. So why didn't you leave? Is it because you realized that it was basically easier to stay with her because she was probably taking care of you? Because now you're her baby daddy, and it makes me wonder if you got her pregnant on purpose. Like, it puts a whole bunch of things in my mind, but it still makes me feel like Tough and Neri are very much a lot alike. Tough is a crybaby. Tough is a minion type nigga. I hate to say it like that, but he's a follower. He's a follower. And as soon as he felt Nori's energy, Nori didn't have to say anything to him. He made those same adjustments that Neri made as if Nori was his man or some shit. I'm just saying, like, they sneaky. Yeah, they sneaky. Tough traps her. It definitely feels that way. It definitely feels that way sometimes. Thank you so much, Quaisha, for the super chat. I saw the episode clip on YouTube. I think Nori is insecure because of his physicality and his weight, so he doesn't feel good about himself health-wise because people do get jealous based on how they look. Absolutely. Absolutely. Moni looks like the motherly type over Tough. Yes, she got pregnant quick with Tough, even though even though Jaguar lies, she and Moni were friends. So there's no touch of truth. Nori wants to appear like a strong black man when he acts like a weak one. Aha. Everyone's too focused on the way they were going to look and not the challenge itself and what it meant to be jealous. Yes, everybody. And then specifically, the men are worried about how other men see them. And so they put that on their women. Their women don't have that same feeling. Oh, child, we gonna get to this man law situation, child. I think the descriptive word is insecure. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a whole bunch of insecurity going on. Okay. So Amber It's dancing all on Molly. Like, it really annoyed me that she blew that situation out of proportion with Treasure and Miles in the bedroom, because Treasure and Miles in the bedroom were doing exactly what they were doing downstairs, and they were doing exactly what Molly, Uncle Fester, and the Naked Mole Rat were doing. Okay, the Naked Mole Rat and Uncle Fester were doing the exact same shit, hunching on the dance floor, just like Treasure and Miles was. And honestly, I think Miles is very much attracted to Treasure. And I think Treasure likes Miles. I think there is something about him that she finds not only attractive, but safe in comparison to what goes on between her and Molly. Not to say that they feeling each other like that, but something about their energy felt like they were working off some type of fumes, you know? But when I thought about the beginning of the episode, I said Treasure is doing that shit, maybe, well, no, not Treasure, but Miles. Both of them maybe low-key kind of doing the shit to piss off Uncle Fester and Amber, because Uncle Fester and Amber seem to have been flirting with each other from the very beginning, like, of this episode. So the shit that Miles and Treasure were doing was to get back at Amber and Molly. And then we got Nori and Tough with they insecure asses walking around telling Treasure and Miles that they doing too much and they need to pull it back throughout the whole episode, right? They did that the whole episode, y'all. The whole episode, they kept doing that to Treasure and Miles, because it seemed like Treasure and Miles were just in their own little world. That's why I said I don't know if they really intended to make everybody jealous the way Nori and Tough thought, because honestly, I felt like they just enjoyed what was going on. Like, I think they both enjoyed performing. I think they both enjoyed dancing, and Treasure looked like she just was having a good time stripping again. And he looked like he was just having a good time having somebody with a big old ass in his lap. Like, but I didn't see them like flirting with each other. That was another thing. I did not see them flirting with each other in the same way that I feel like we saw Molly flirting with Amber. Like, it's like they shit was happening in conversations, and I'll work with you in the studio and you could come by. Like, that shit to me was deeper than this dance shit that they were doing while everybody was drinking, because it almost seemed like Treasure and Miles were like zoned out. Like, it really seemed like they was just like, all right, we're gonna do this, and then you gonna come over here and do this. And she was like, I'm all right, I'm gonna do like that, like this. And he's like, yeah, right. So then and we like, they was just into what they was doing, because everybody left and they was still doing it. They look like friends, right? Like, it to me, it really wasn't like that for Treasure and Miles. Like, they were not trying to fuck each other in the, like, it didn't feel like that. And when everybody made them feel a way, but specifically when they got in the house and everybody is expressing that they are uncomfortable with this, Moni is all bothered because it's pissing everybody off, and Molly is standing up there talking about he's not tripping over Treasure because Treasure is a thought. I said, why would you do that? And y'all, let me tell you something. I'm the type of woman that, because people often know that I'm boisterous, they know that I know how to articulate myself. When people hurt my feelings, y'all, like actively hurt my feelings, and I was not trying to do that to them, I completely withdraw. I'm not finna fight with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna get quiet. And you're gonna be able to tell that I am now bothered. You know what I'm saying? And so when Treasure responded that way at the end of the episode, I was really hurt for her, because I knew she was hurt. I knew she was, because it really did seem like, wait, like, what is the problem? Like, we rehearsing the dance and y'all tripping out like we in here doing something when we all been grinding on each other all day. Like, what difference does it make if they were doing it in the bedroom on the sofa or doing it downstairs in a chair? Your dick is still on her booty. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it really, really made me feel a way, because I feel like I didn't even notice the first time I watched this episode that Amber and Molly were doing shit the whole episode, and then everybody made it seem like Treasure and Miles were the ones that was doing too much. And then when we finally get to the end, when they perform, and Treasure and Miles completely pull it back and have like satin suits on, which was actually really cute. They both looked really good. And they did something different and freestyled it, and it wasn't what they wanted it to be. I was upset for them because I felt like they really was like working on like choreography. They was working on choreography. They was working on the choreography. Okay. And Nori and Tough and Molly and Amber flipping the fuck out made them feel like they needed to change. Specifically, it made Treasure feel like they needed to change. And when Treasure said, you made me feel self-conscious, you made me feel bad about myself. And that's why I did something different. All for Amber and Molly to turn around and tell Treasure and Miles that what they did didn't even fucking matter because they had already been disrespectful. I said, Amber, bitch, you were disrespectful from the very beginning. You know exactly what the fuck Molly is doing, talking about how great you are. When this nigga heard you rap except that one time? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. He is absolutely flirting with you and using his producer shit, okay, to try to get with you or to try to make Miles mad at you. Or make Miles mad, period. Molly is playing with you, and that's why when y'all got into it upstairs, he was like, that dude don't give a fuck about you. And she was like, she don't give a fuck about you. But Treasure ain't trying to do shit. Treasure is just doing Treasure. Treasure used to be a stripper. Treasure's doing her thing. And then the Amber making that comment about, how we supposed to be comfortable when they got strippers in the house. I said, bitch, I know you not fucking talking. You've been walking around with your ass out, just like Treasure been walking around with her ass out. So now all of a sudden, you so much better than Treasure. You different. Oh, you are? Oh, I can't fucking tell. I'm sorry. But you and Treasure are cut from the same cloth, ma'am. I don't know who you called, who you asked, but they lied to you when they told you that you and that girl was in any way, shape, or form that different. Okay? If anything, she's more likable than you. Andrea Rogers, thank you for the super chat. Treasure and Miles understood the assignment at first. Man, look, you call me another chick name when this chick ain't around, then you see what you see. Fuck out of here. Exactly. He was being disrespectful. It was just fucked up to me. It was just really, really fucked up to me. And then I love how at the end, Dr. Ish and Judge had to get everybody together. So Judge had to get Amber and Miles together because they came out there arguing, and she was like, show us some respect at the end of the day. She had to get them together because they was arguing, and then they apologized, okay? So everybody else performed. Moni and Nori looked a mess. Stiff and stale is what I put. Tough and Neri two-step and stand a yard apart most of the time. Nori is Lorenz Tate in the Rain on Me video, except for with a alcohol belly. And Treasure and Miles switched it up to be respectful. Amber says it's too late to be respectful, and Treasure is tired of this and says that she does respect him. They were just rehearsing and having a good time. Molly calling her a thought made her feel ashamed. Molly and Amber get up there and go extremely far. So then after, they talk about everyone's strong feelings about the exercise. And Tough says that he had his hand, he didn't want to have his hands on another man's wife. That's man's law. And Judge Lynn says, well, what about when you cheat on your woman? Like, so you respect man's law, but you don't respect the woman that you have sex with? And then Tough turns around and says, I don't make the house rules. I say, let me tell you something. You better not ever in your motherfucking life use a 5 heartbeats quote to validate no bullshit like that. And I love how Judge Lynn says, oh no, those aren't house rules. You're a grown person who gets to decide what rules you follow. Meaning, you sound like a bitch. So let me tell you in a very respectful way that your choice to acquiesce to the fears and insecurities of another man more than acquiescing to the promises you made to the woman who is not only the woman you've been laying up with for the past decade plus, but it's also the mother to your kid. Like, your priorities are fucked up because you cared more about Nori being mad at you than you did about Moni being mad at you. Y'all entire relate. That just lets you know how men don't value women in the same way that they value other men. To the point that a woman is your person. A woman is the one that's going to be there to wipe your ass. If anything happens to you, your woman is the one that's going to always be by your side and hold you down and all of that shit, right? But you will still show more respect and care more about another man's feelings than you would about your woman's. That shit right there is that pick me shit that I see in Tough that I was talking about. Okay? That's what I was talking about. That shit is crazy to me. And that's when I say you minion dudes, like you dudes that play second to another man whenever a stronger personality of man walks into a room. But then when it comes to a woman, you want to play all big and bad and shit. But when another man walks into a room, you bitch up. There it is. Okay? That was it right there. Dr. Ish tells Nori that Neri is never going to disrespect him. And he's insecure as the man in her life about his position in her life. And he insulted her character by questioning her commitment to him by walking around and posturing and imposing his will the way he did throughout this episode. She dimmed her light to fit into his life. Nori was like, damn, you reading the fuck out of me, But at the same time, is it sinking in? Because you the type of dude that you're not stupid. You know what the fuck you doing. So when somebody reading you down, they're not telling you no new information. It's just a matter of if you're actually going to start to care about said information. Inferiority is a powerful demon. Yes, it is. And also lack of accountability is a powerful demon as well. Meaning, if you stop drinking every day and work out, then maybe you wouldn't feel insecure about yourself as you sit there, basically melting into that fucking sweatshirt. Because that's why his body language is all like this and all of that, And it's the same thing with Molly Miles. You can say what you want to, but y'all can't stand how fine Miles is. Miles is fine as hell. Okay? Y'all know the gay boys, if they're gonna do anything, child, they're gonna work on their body. All right. So after Uncle Fester continues to act like he's unbothered, like he fully understood the assignment and trusted the process better than everybody else did. But you kept walking around making Treasure feel like trash for doing what they were asking her to do. Like, that's some bullshit right there. Okay. But either way, he's continuing to talk about how, she could have handled it classily and she didn't. When she absolutely did. You didn't handle yourself with any class. But that's not the problem. The problem is what Treasure and Miles were doing, correct? Treasure blows up and is pissed off and says, why would he call me a thought? Why would he say that to me? Neri was making a really good point that you want Treasure to be a rapper. That's what they're supposed to be doing here. They're getting her to the point where people like her enough so that they can present her as a rapper, I guess. Okay. And you want to present her as a rapper like rappers don't have to do choreography and movements with other people. They're going to have to do movements and choreography with other people. It happens all the time. And your inability to compartmentalize what is happening is going to be a negative, outcome on any of your relationships, basically. It's annoying. It's annoying. I'm late for my other video, but it's okay. Thank you so much, Jonah Shackelford, for the super chat. Dr. Ish must have been watching some TD Jakes because he embodied him and started preaching like him. Child, that's funny. Nori always gets it like last week. Since when is dressing in sweatsuits dressing good, according to Amber? Child, I don't know, but I'm tired of Amber. I feel like Amber is so bitter and mad. I really want Miles to leave her alone. I don't know what is holding him to her, but I honestly sympathize more with him than I do with her. All of these men acted as if they got what Judge Lynn was saying, and then later one repeated what they saw online. Just so worried about what other men are going to think about you. To me, that's such a weak thing. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think it's a weak thing to be that worried about what anybody has to say about you, especially if they're not paying your bills. Like, if you're not taking care of me or paying my bills, what the fuck I care about what you got to say about me and mine? Baby, I would have Molly so scared to talk after I read him down. Child, been done. Been done with strong face. Whew. Anyway, y'all, that's all I got. Let me go ahead and go so that I can come back for the BondyBlue show because we have quite a few topics to talk about. Let me just run through right quick. So y'all know we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac trailer for season 6 reunion. I cannot wait to get into that. We're going to talk about Will and Jada, and we're also going to break down the actual red table talk that all of this conversation is based off of, because y'all, it was a really good episode and it really brought about some really good conversations as it pertains to married people and sex and finding what turns you on and all of that type of stuff. Like, it was a really interesting conversation. I want to watch Gwyneth Paltrow's show on Netflix called, was it Sex, Love, and Goop? I've been wanting to watch it ever since I saw it on there. So they're basically just giving us like a little tease of that show and what they do on that show with this conversation. And people took tidbits from it and just completely jumped off the roof with assumptions about Will and Jada's relationship because they can't stand the fact that Will did not leave Jada because she had indiscretions in their marriage just like he did. Because see, you niggas never like when people don't live in the confines of that double standard. Meaning, if Will loved his wife enough to forgive her the way she's forgiven him, that means that y'all have to do that in y'all's own relationships, and y'all don't ever want to have to be on equal footing with your women, because then you would have to deal with your women doing to you what you do to them. Isn't it funny how sexist, like misogynistic topics also mirror racial ones? Just because I feel like, white people be having that same fear, with black people, like, oh, they're meeting together. They're gonna they're gonna revolt. They're finally gonna do to us what we've been doing to them this whole time. We're scared. Don't let them meet up. We're gonna talk about Nene and Claudia, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I feel about Nene, child. And then One-Eyed Willie Wop. We're gonna talk about One-Eyed Willie Wop, and we're gonna talk about one of my favorite people in the whole world who continues to baffle me with his decisions, Ice Cube. Okay, so yeah, y'all make sure that y'all come back for the BondyBlue show. It's already late, 30 minutes late. So y'all give me about 3 minutes and we'll be live up on that next one. All right, be back.